Hello everyone, Captain Paul here with another video, and today I'm going to be discussing 5 books that I'm currently reading that may help you in your life and your business. Now, my name is Paul Marles and I do videos on how to make it, keep it and grow it, and that's your money I'm talking about. And if you like videos like that, make sure you hit the subscribe button and also smash that notification bell to receive notifications when I produce more videos like this. And also, if you do like it, give it a thumbs up. It's very much appreciated. Now, I'm going to discuss today, or just tell you about 5 books I'm currently reading. Now, reading is, I feel it's one of the essential skills in life to have, and one of the essential things to do in life, because it gives you an essence of other people's lives. You have non-fiction book where people have collated the best of their knowledge. So it's slightly different than finding information online where you can find nuggets of information here and there. With a book that's been written by someone, it's someone that spent a lot of time collating all their best information together, and you get it in one hit. Also like reading fiction books, because as opposed to non-fiction, which I read a lot of, with fiction you get people's thoughts, ideas, emotions, and you learn about, it's usually about interactions between people and the inner workings of people's minds. So it's good to have a good variety of stuff that you read. So the first book I'm going to show you today is Marcus Aurelius, Meditations. Now, this is a translation by Gregory Hayes, and this is a collection of his meditations, his reflections on life. Now, he became Emperor of Rome in AD 161. So you may be thinking, well, what's someone who was living that long ago writing? What's that got to do with today's world, today's life? Well, everything really, because forever people have been experiencing the same things, having the same issues with, relationships, emotions, physical issues. So the main problems that people experience today, people are experiencing thousands of years ago. And this is, I'm particularly interested in the moment on Stoic philosophy. So this is one of the books on written by a Stoic philosopher, if you like. And I'm going to read one. It consists of, I'll just say this first, it consists of a collection of 12 books within the book, and it's lots of little snippets of information, little sayings that Marcus Aurelius wrote. And here's one in book 4. To be like the rock that the waves keep crashing over. It stands unmoved and the raging of the sea falls still around it. I thought that was particularly relevant to today. It's about being the rock. Around us there's all chaos going on. We're bombarded by everything, information, problems, disease. And you've got to be the strong person. You've got to be the rock. As I said in a previous video, if you're a man, be the rock in your family. Don't let outside things trouble you. Be that rock that everyone can depend on. And ladies, if you don't have a man, you be the rock. And yeah, it's a good book, fully recommended, particularly if you are interested in Stoic philosophy. And you get the Gregory Hayes translation. It's thought to be one of the best. And I'll leave the link for these books down below. Now, the next book is also a book on Stoic philosophy, a really thin book written by Epictetus, and it's called Enchiridion. Again, it's a short book. This guy was a slave somewhere between 50 to 130 AD. Also had a physical disability, and he went round teaching philosophy. Eventually became, I think he bought his own freedom. And again, these are just passages, his thoughts, his reflections on life, similar to meditations by Marcus Aurelius. lots of small snippets of good information there, and I would thoroughly recommend that again if you're thinking about Stoic philosophy. Now here's a book, probably a lot of you know Gary Vaynerchuk. Now I listened to this book about 18 months ago, audio book, and I decided recently to buy the book. Because it had so much information in there. Now I don't know about you guys, but I find with audiobooks they're great. I listen to them all the time, but sometimes with some non-fiction books there's so much information, so much real sort of nuggets of gold, that it's actually difficult to remember them unless you sit down with a pen and paper and take down the notes. But that sort of gets away from the whole point of audiobooks, because really with audiobooks you tend to listen to them when you're going about doing other things or you're on the move. So I decided to buy this and to make notes in the book. I often make notes in all of my books and refer to them quite frequently. And this is, well, it says here it's a book on leadership, social media and self-awareness. And yes, if you're into side hustles, running your own business, creating your own business, this is like gold. There is so much good information in there. And he talks about social media, he talks about life, talks about how to organize yourself, just all aspects of running a business, particularly online. And if you've never watched any of his videos, just superb. Go to YouTube, put in Gary V. At the moment he's on lockdown like many people, so he's doing Tea with Gary V at the moment, and each episode lasts about an hour to 2 hours, where he's talking, just it's like a phone in his people, just chatting to people who are probably in similar situations to you guys, at home, want to get into a business, want to create a side hustle, and he's sort of giving them advice. Brilliant. Thoroughly recommend that. And the next one is by a chap called Victor Pride. He's got a website called boldanddetermined.com. If you've never heard of him or been to his website, again, thoroughly recommended. He has a philosophy on life, and it's not unusual, but he's got a very good voice, and he talks about physical health, emotional health, mental health and spiritual health, the four sort of main pillars of health. I also like to add in there financial health, and again he talks about that. If you're interested in creating your own blog, creating your own online business, he's got lots of great articles on his website about building a blog and making money from it, more importantly. And again, this is just numerous paragraphs, and again his reflections on life, on fitness, on mental strength, on spirituality, and is very to the point. Is no nonsense, tells you exactly how it is, and there's really no fluff in his writing. This is volume 4. He's got a few volumes. This is the first one I've started reading, actually, volume 4. I've read a couple of his other books, not in the Bold and Determined series, but this one was recommended to me by another YouTuber, George Bruno, which he's got a fantastic YouTube channel. Again, I'll put the link to this Victor Pride's website and also to George Bruno's YouTube channel, which he does a daily show, and it's so relaxing, and he gives out his thoughts on life, which is superb. And the last one, which many of you may not have heard about, is called Wanderer by Sterling Hayden. And this is a true story. It's an autobiography, I think. I'm almost certain it's an autobiography written by Sterling Hayden. And this chap decided to set off on his boat with his daughter. He sort of decided that he'd had enough of sort of modern life, and decided just to sail off with his daughter to go on an adventure and to see where life took them, where the adventure took them. And he ended up on some Hawaiian islands. At one point he was shipwrecked. He met his future wife on one of the Hawaiian islands, and they sailed off. He circumnavigated the globe, I think it was 2 or 3 times. Not finished the book yet, I'm about halfway through. And had so many adventures on the way. He was shipwrecked at one point, and had all the parts. He was shipwrecked and got all the parts to his boat. He actually, on this island where there was no equipment, managed to salvage the engine from his boat. He had bits of wood, bits of boat, bits of engine, then sent to New Zealand on another boat, where he built himself another yacht out of concrete and wire mesh. And from there, again, he circumnavigated the globe a number of times and started to create documentaries and make a living creating documentaries. So if adventure, travel, life on the high seas is your thing, brilliant book, highly recommended, and it's really written well. And in fact, there's lots of good passages in here, because I've dog-eared lots of pages and made a mark of interesting passages, which I'll go back at some point and look at again. So that's my 5 books I'm currently reading at the moment. If you're reading anything interesting, would love to hear about it in the comments below. I'm always up for good books and discussing them. And if you want any advice on any other good books, let me know. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, it's a bit different than the normal ones, but sometimes it's useful to have a bit of a change rather than just watching videos about making money and KDP publishing. So that's it. Bye bye for now. Speak to you again soon.